I was pleasantly surprised that Dudley's a pretty easy character to cover in Omega. This is mostly because he's not too different from Ultra. Most of your normals seem to be unchanged. The only significant damage change I see is towards forward, which lost 20 damage. But you don't really mind because the conversions are stronger. And the frame data doesn't seem to be too different. Most of the links you'd expect to see are still there. But towards Roundhouse seems to have lost a plus frame. It still links to his jabs, but you can't combo it straight to stand Roundhouse anymore. Stand forward is still his main anti-air. Low forward is now 2 hits, and it actually cancels on the first hit. This gives Dudley a way to threaten a low hit from mid-range. You don't have much in the way of safe cancels though. Also, it's now a very good reply to focus, which is kind of cool. Low Roundhouse now throws the opponent really far away. It is possible to get a micro walk ducking straight, but you have to be point blank and it's quite difficult. Instead, you can easily get heavy machine gun blow. All machine gun blows were revamped to juggle properly. It also launches the opponent at the perfect range and height to get a juggled Ultra 1. Ultra 1 is still very hard to juggle from other launches though. Combos in the corner feel more like Ultra. But they are a bit different because low Roundhouse is now a free juggle state. All target combos lost a bit of damage, usually 10 or 20, but they don't seem to have changed besides that. The towards jab strong TC still does 7 chip for some reason. Yes, you can kill with it. The biggest change to the target combos is that forward Roundhouse Fierce now launches. But this is still inferior to his links. Dudley has one new normal of sorts. Hitting down medium kick does a hopping overhead. This shares the motion and animation of his leap attack from the SF4 series. It seems like it would be hard to react to. Like Third Strike, it's possible to space it or time it as a meaty so it hits deep, and if you do, you can link out of it. It really does go over lows too. And it has somewhat more range than towards Roundhouse. Victory Rose has no changes I could find, besides the fact that it now does 0 damage instead of 1. Sounds like a nerf, but attacks that do 0 damage don't increase scaling, so combos out of it are stronger. On to specials. Apart from working properly in mid-screen juggles, Machine Gun Blow has no differences I could detect. The damage, range, and speed all seem to be the same. The light one is still safe on block. Grounded Heavy Machine Gun Blow won't leave you point blank though, since this Dudley is based on his AE 2012 version, and that was an Ultra change. Light Uppercut is still a meterless launch, and a fairly good one. They didn't make Heavy Uppercut 3 frames like they did in Ultra. However, it now has a higher juggle limit, so it can get both hits and juggles. This makes it a super good combo ender because it has high damage and great Okizeme. All meterless versions still FADC on block, because none of them are invincible. The EX1 is invincible, and it still FADCs on block. 3-bar FADCs weren't taken out, so Dudley actually already matches the Omega standard without changes. Cross counter seems to be unchanged. The damage is still variable based on what you parry, and you can still juggle out of the EX1. Thunderbolt is simply gone. They took the whole special move out, just like Third Strike did. Ducking and EX ducking seem to be identical too. They're still Fireball invincible. And you've got the same ranges. And counter hit Roundhouse into ducking still gives you links. Both meterless ducking follow-ups are unchanged from what I can tell, both on the ground and in juggles. EX ducking upper is mostly the same as Ultra, but the launch isn't nearly as high, which makes certain juggles a bit more restrictive. EX ducking straight has more juggle potential than Ultra, but rather than maintaining the juggle count, it has a bunch of hits and instantly ends your combo. On the bright side, it does a whopping 180 damage. But this makes Omega Dudley's juggles significantly shorter than Ultra Dudley, who could squeeze even 4 of these into many of his combos. Because both EX ducking follow-ups are more combo unfriendly, Dudley's hands are more tied after launches where he can't get regular ducking follow-ups. Most notably after a meterless ducking straight. Dudley's biggest special move changes are to short swing blow. The motion is now quarter circle back kick. Light version now ducks in place. And Dudley seems to have upper body invincibility, though it's too slow to anti-air with it generally. If you hit punch, Dudley does a meterless launcher. The range is not good. But the follow-ups are superb. This is Dudley's best combo route wherever it's available. Dudley nearly hits 400 meterless when most characters need to spend 2 bars. Like meterless ducking straight, it seems to maintain existing juggle states rather than increasing them. This is highly unusual in SF4. But if it's the attack that launches, it seems to just create a JP1 state. It has JP1 itself, so you can use it instead of ducking straight in the corner if you want. There's no significant difference between them that I can see. Medium and heavy short swing blows still duck backward. But you need to manually hit punch to get the follow-ups. If you do the follow-up instantly, they seem to be functionally identical to Ultra. But now there's the possibility that you don't do it, so there should be more mix-up potential and safety from reversals, I guess. If you do any short swing blow into kick, rather than attacking, Dudley will move in. It does no damage, but I'm sure it can be used as a sneaky throw reset, especially because it looks so much like short swing blow. EX short swing blow still does the follow-up automatically. It still creates a free juggle state, so you get combos in the corner, including the FADC to full Ultra 2. But that's not even Dudley's strongest route into Ultra from this starter. Super has no obvious changes, besides the massive increase in damage standard to Supers in Omega. Ultra 1 lost about 40 damage. Ultra 2 has identical damage, both in full and partial connects, and in fact seems to have no changes at all, which is unsurprising because it already worked like most Omega Ultras. Your combos into it might be a bit different though. In neutral, Dudley seems to be pretty much identical to his Ultra version. All of his changes seem to revolve around his optimal juggle routes and the resulting damage output from his various starters. He strikes me as an exceptionally good beginner character for Omega mode, and I generally think he's basically just an easier version of Ultra Dudley. He doesn't seem to be much better or worse than the Ultra version overall. Most of his changes are side grades.